Good day, this is Wade Norris here with UP News and Ultimate Politics here on Mile High Sports Radio, 1510 a.m. and 1570 a.m. up in northern Colorado and along the Front Range. We're back for another great show here today, and we've got three great guests that are here to talk about the reentry program here in Colorado. My guests today are Angelia Hunter, Bo Matthews, and Carol Peoples. Guys, welcome to the show, and thanks for coming on. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Nice
Thank
to see
you.
Nice to see you. So I'm just going to jump right there into it, and whoever wants to answer, just go ahead and tell us about what reentry is and how you guys got involved with it.
I'll let you go first.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay. Well, reentry. I think first, would you like me to tell the audience who I am and what?
Sure.
Okay. First of all, my name is Bo Matthews. I'm from Huntsville, originally from Huntsville, Alabama, and I'm an ex-professional football player from the San Diego Chargers. I came to Denver by way of coming to Colorado to play football.
So we got a buffalo here.
Well, that's correct. So after my professional career in football, I came back here to Denver as a business person. We own A American Moving and Storage, and after being a businessman for the last 20 years here in the state, we started a nonprofit called Bo Matthews Center for Excellence, and our focus was on women that was coming out of prison, and what we wanted to do was to offer safe, clean housing for women. One of the problems with reentry is, particularly, one of the big problems is safe housing, and most of our community believes that that normally when a person get out of DOC that they can actually go back to their particular families, but they cannot because they burnt those bridges before they went to prison, and they actually, when they come out of prison, they come back to a place where they're really not welcome because there's no facility, no one to facilitate that. Community has punished the people, told government that you got to punish them, but when they get out, there's no one to let them reintegrate. So we wanted to form a place where they could reintegrate back into society. And so that first is what I think the next question is, what is reentry?
Well, let me just ask you, for the people listening out there, and anybody can answer this, anybody who would like to. Some people may have read about or heard about what an ex-con or a rehabilitated inmate comes out of prison expecting to see, but not many people know just how many strikes are against you if you're an ex-felon leaving the penitentiary system. Tell us what it's like when you walk out the door and you go back into society. What kind of things does the state government equip that person with to succeed in reentering, or not reentering, but making it back in the real world?
Hello, my name is Angela Hunter. I like to answer that question. I know when they come out, when the women that I work with coming out of DOC, they come out with nothing. They absolutely have nothing. They have no ID. They have no Social Security card. They have the clothes on their back. And when we receive them at the Matthews Center, that's where they come to the Safe Place and Stay, transitional housing for women. They come, and a lot of them come out with medical needs, as well as IDs, Social Security. They need to be case managed, and they also need a lot of counseling, and we provide that at the Matthews Center. And they come out and they can't get a job for the first month because they have no ID. They come out, some of them have violent offenses. They can't get a job because of that violent crime that they've committed. They've already done their time for, but the time still continues once they're released because they still can't get a job. So that's where we come in at and try to help them gather information, resumes, how to do interviews, and give them the resources that they need to go in and to try to get a better job or try to get a job.
Yeah, and for those of us out there that, if you've been unemployed and you don't have any so-called marks on your record, it can be hard just to get a job anyway. But imagine you've been living day to day with all of your structure dictated by a system. Then when you get out, you have no skills to go back to living at what you might call a free life. And then that's one of the things that we're working with residential kids myself. We try to really equip and transition kids into not being institutionalized, so that they can go out and live a free life, and at the same time be able to make decisions for themselves, not be told what to do, and think for themselves, and be gainfully employed. And it's such a huge number of hurdles. But let me just say one other thing. Since if you've been to the DMV or to the Social Security Administration here in Colorado, if you've gone since 9/11, you know that if you don't have at least one form of ID, it's darn near impossible to get any form of ID. And I mean, it is a real hurdle. And if you don't have someone helping you, I can't imagine how hard it would be to try to prove who you are after coming out of a situation like that.
Yeah, that's right. It's a significant hurdle for people who are coming out of prison. This is Carol Peoples. I'm the reentry coordinator for Colorado Criminal Justice Reform Coalition, and people find themselves just stuck in this situation if they don't have any ID. Then it's almost like you have to have an ID to get the ID, and you have to have funds, and you have to have time, and your parole agreement is that you need to get a job right away. You can't get the job without the ID, and so luckily there are places like Bose and Angela who are helping people with this, and a couple other community organizations. But I mean, the funds are always low. People are always running out of money to help people with those fees, just so they can get their ID and get bus tokens so they can get around town to get to just start getting their lives together. There are a lot of hurdles that we don't understand, we don't see, the general public doesn't understand when someone's coming out of prison. I don't know what we think, but we seem to be informed by movies or television or Shawshank Redemption or whatever, that people just come out. But the truth is a lot nittier, grittier for people. I mean, we've got over 22,000 people in prison in Colorado right now. 95% of them are going to come out, and after a couple of years, serving the average of a few years. And we've got to reabsorb them right now and reintegrate them into our society. Right now, it's not working very well. We've got about 2/3 on mandatory parole who are failing, meaning they are going back to prison within 3 years. 2/3. Not for a new crime primarily. It's about 1/4 of them go back for a new crime, but it's more like 3/4 go back for a technical violation of their parole.
And I know, talking with, it wasn't on this program, but in talking with people that are activists in this field, they're trying to reform right now in this state, well, maybe not this state, but across the nation, reform the technical violation clauses that are in a lot of the repeat offenses, and that is really silly. Someone misses a parole meeting because, well, hey, they've got a set of hurdles already, but then they end up going back to prison.
Parole will say, well, it's not just because they missed one, but it's it varies. It really does vary from place to place. I hate to rush parole with a great big stroke, one big brush of this happens to everyone, but I think it does stack up, don't you think? That,
yes.
That we have so many barriers in place that people can't do it.
And the other part is you don't want to forget that the population is actually larger than just the people that's coming out of DLC. We got the homeless who fit right into this crowd, and then we got veterans that fit this same mode, and they need the same services that the guy that comes out of DLC. And I also think people with HIV/AIDS, a lot of people that. So this is not just something that's going to go away. This is huge. The problem is way out there, and that it's a lot bigger than that. We serve also veterans that have homeless veterans. And so we wouldn't want to forget those people as well.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to talk some more about reentry and the Bo Matthews program. And my guests today are Carol Peoples, Bo Matthews, and Angelia Hunter. And this is 1510, 1570 AM Mile High Sports Radio, and we'll be right back.